See if you can find one. said, I couldn't find one. Meanwhile, the angels told us, take your family and get out and don't look back. And when Abraham was convinced that the judgment of God was true, the Bible said on that very day, fire brimstone fell on Sodom and Gomorrah. And the Bible says, as it was in the days of Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah, so shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. Oh, beloved family, I've got just a few more minutes. I can't take too much more time. But beloved family, beloved, selling this field full because of what I've experienced while being here, the beauty of this people, the sadness of your condition, and the mercy of those in leadership who can't tell you the things of God while they're manipulating everything to rob you of the power of your hope so they can stay in power for life and still lead you and teach you and have control over you while they themselves have not repented of the evil of yesterday as well as the evil of today. As it was in the days of Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah, so shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. Two more pictures I'm going to give you. One, of course, is Pharaoh. And that's very close to our hearts. I don't ever hear white folks saying, "Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land." Why don't you it's your song. White folks don't say that. They have a conspiracy, like the old Pharaoh, kill all the male children and spare the female. They don't want you connected to Africa. They don't want you connected to no power but them. And they want to determine who your friends are going to be. So every black man that you had that went outside of America to find a friend over there, they were maligned by the press and called sell out for black people. You know them. They did that to W.E.B. Du Bois. They did that to Marcus Garvey. They did it to Malcolm. And when Martin, and God rest his great soul, saw that the war on poverty by Mr. Johnson would never be successful because of the prosecution of war in Vietnam. When he spoke of these 7 about Barack Obama. And CNN said, "Well, what do you think about this young man?" I said, "I think he's brilliant. I think he has fresh ideas. But I'm under no illusion that even if he did become president, that he could change the reality of black suffering in America, because when you running for something, you can say a lot of things, but when you sit in the seat and you feel the energy of electricity putting something on your backside, the forces that surround power is always the real power. President Obama does not run this country. President Obama has been chosen to govern white affairs. And if in that process we get something, it won't be because the governing power want it. It will be because we organized and forced a government to speak to our needs. Now, thank you for the. I want it clear in love that I love my brother. I voted for him. 5 o'clock in the morning, I was out there with my wife voting for our brother. I, like you, am very proud that a black man sits in the White House. Oh. Yeah. But I also understand very clearly, and we should understand that it is the White House. And until we exercise power to force that house to address our agenda. Now remember, our dear sister Julianne Malvo and A. Philip Randolph. Man, that was a long time ago. And the cry was jobs and justice. Yeah. And the March on Washington in 1963, the cry was jobs and justice. In the 20-year anniversary of the March on Washington, the cry was jobs and justice. We are now in 2010. And what is the cry? Jobs and justice. Well, wait a minute. How long are you going to sit around begging white people to do for us what we have the power to do for ourselves? Excuse me. I'm quite passionate, so you all set me off. You know that. And I love it. But listen, an agenda is a program, a schedule, a timetable, a plan, a list, a certain result. We have come up with black agendas, but we've been looking to the wrong people to fulfill our agenda. If Franklin Delano Roosevelt said to A. Philip Randolph, yeah, everything you told me is right. The Negroes need this, the Negroes are suffering that. Now you go out and make me do it. Do you think that having a black face in the White House means that we don't have to make him do it? Who surrounds him? Let me even go a bit further. I just all right. Look. Our brother is brilliant. He got a good. I think he really loves America and wants to make America better. He wanted to ease the pain between America and the Muslim world. He wants to solve the problem of Israel and the Palestinians. He has the heart to want to make America better, but he's like that camel in the Quran that God warned the people, don't hamstring his camel. They didn't care what God wanted. They hamstrung the camel. Every one of our brothers and sisters that spoke today, we have a right to expect something from our brother. 97% of our people voted for him. Yes, there's trouble asset relief program, but there's no. There is still racist America between the money being sent down and it coming to those who need it most. If he does not use his bully pulpit to address that, we can fault him for that. But wait a minute. In love. Everybody say it. In love. Say it again. One more again. Okay. I want to deal with that word. Because love is bigger than some emotional feeling. The word love, you can change the vowel O to I and the consonant V to F. When you have love, real love, you have life. And that's why the scripture says we can tell that we have passed from death into life because we love the brotherhood. Okay? Now, I was with Elijah Muhammad one day, my teacher, and he said to me, brother, you're always talking about love. Define it for me. And I went into my Webster's emotional dictionary stuff, and he said, brother, where there is freedom, where there is justice, where there is equality, there is love and there is life. Our problem is we have been looking to the wrong source to give us freedom, justice, equality, love, and life. O.J. Simpson was charged with murder. And in a court of law with a jury of his peers, he was set free. A lot of folk didn't like that, so they sued him. And he lost in court because even though he was not convicted of murder, they said he's responsible. White folk are rich and powerful, the rich and powerful. Because black folk worked for 310 years as chattel slaves and got not one day's pay. I could call out the rich and the powerful whose riches have been gotten on our backs, but I'll save that for another time. The point is, the present generation of whites did not do this, but the present generation of whites are in their privileged position because of what a former generation of whites have done. Now the question is, a black agenda should be put before them, because if they don't accept the responsibility to clean up this problem, you don't have a lot of time to wait 40 more years for a benevolent white president or a benevolent black president. That day is over. America is facing the judgment of God as we sit around this table. Look at the weather. Look at the world turning down on her. America is bankrupt. $13 trillion in debt. And if you figure Medicare and Medicaid, she's over $60 trillion in debt. She can never pay it. That's why she voted for $650 billion in armament, because she can't pay the debt. But she can bully those whom she is in debt to with fear over her military prowess. I'm here to tell you she's losing there too. Now I close. Our people need repair. We need repair from 310 years of chattel slavery, where black men were forced to be studs, to make black women pregnant, to make more slaves for the slave master. And that same unhealthy attitude of misusing our women and making babies that we have no desire to take care of is still with us. Willie Lynch, who gave the ways that we could keep being divided so that they could rule us for 1,000 years. That sickness is still with us. Yes, we got a black president, but brother said it was confusion. He confused the issue. But really, he never wants to lose the white vote. So if he loses the white vote, he don't care that you voted for him. But if he loses the white vote, he feels he will lose. Dear brother, if you're watching, out of love, you won't lose the white vote of those whites that really understand this problem and know that this problem needs to be solved, and we can't keep relegating it to generation after generation because a few of us got a little money, a few of us got positions, a few of us have wealth, while the masses of our people are going steadily down. No one man can rise above the condition of his people. Amen. So President Obama, this august body of brothers and sisters that really love you want you to use your bully pulpit, but then after you do that, then what about us? See, brother, responsibility. Is it that we should let them take responsibility to do for us, or should we pool the knowledge that's at the table, the power that's in our community, the wealth that's in our community to change the harsh reality of black life in America? He can create an atmosphere, but we have to do the job of fulfilling the black agenda. Thank you very much.
That is a perfect segue to this. Can y'all see this? What's that say?
Brainwash.
Say it again. One more again. Please welcome the author, Tom Pereira. There is
to just make choices. But if the racist element in this country, which is very strong, decide that if the health bill passes, Obama is winning. He's going to pass the Republicans now, but he's fighting with his own Democratic brethren who have been hamstringing him as well. He's walking a vet.
Mr. Chairman, friends and brothers in this first gathering of the National Conference on New Politics, ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me in the back? I don't know if the Klan is in here tonight or not with all the trouble we're having with these microphones. Seldom, if ever, we're still working with it. As I was about to say, seldom, if ever, has such a diverse and truly ecumenical gathering convened under the aegis of politics in our nation. And I want to commend the leadership of the National Conference on New Politics for all of the great work that they have done in making this significant convention possible. Indeed, by our very nature, we affirm that something new is taking place on the American political horizon. We have come here from the dusty plantations of the Deep South and the depressing ghettos of the North. We have come from great universities and the flourishing suburbs. We have come from Appalachian poverty and from conscience-stricken wealth. But we have come. And we have come here because we shared a common concern for the moral health of our nation. We have come because our eyes have seen through the superficial glory and glitter of our society and observed the coming of judgment. Like the prophet of old, we have read the handwriting on the wall. We have seen our nation weighed in the balance of history and found wanting. We have come because we see this as a dark hour in the affairs of men. For most of us, this is a new mood. We are traditionally the idealists. We are the marchers from Mississippi and Selma in Washington, who staked our lives on the American dream during the first half of this decade. Many assembled here campaigned assiduously for Lyndon Johnson in 1964 because we could not stand idly by and watch our nation contaminated by the 18th century policies of Goldwaterism. We were the hardcore activists who were willing to believe that Southerners could be reconstructed in the constitutional image. We were the dreamers of a dream. that dark yesterdays of man's inhumanity to man would soon be transformed into bright tomorrows of justice. Now it is hard to escape the disillusionment of betrayal. Our hope and our dreams have been shattered. The promise of a great society was shipwrecked off the coast of Asia on the dreadful peninsula of Vietnam. The poor black and white, are still perishing on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. What happens to a dream deferred? It leads to bewildering frustration and corroding bitterness. I came to see this in a personal experience here in Chicago last summer. And all the speaking that I have done in the United States before varied audiences, including some hostile whites, the only time that I have ever been booed was one night in our regular weekly mass meeting by some angry young man. I went home that night with an ugly feeling, self of my sufferings and sacrifices over the last 12 years. Why would they boo one so close to them? But as I lay awake thinking, I finally came to myself, and I could not for the life of me have less than patience and understanding for those young men. For 12 years, I and others like me had held out radiant promises of progress. I had preached to them about my dream. I had lectured to them about the not too distant day when they would have freedom all here and now. I had urged them to have faith in America and in white society. Their hopes had soared. They were now booing me because they felt that we were unable to deliver on our promises. They were booing because I urged them to have faith in people who had turned out to be unfaithful. They were now.
You know, watching you doing that with your hair. My dad used to do that, man.
Oh,
He said, my sister would go, "You're gonna get the bugs going, Dad. You're gonna get the bugs going." He goes, "I'm working on them right now. Oh shit. Yeah, she came through big time yesterday. Martine, we had that get out the vote forum,
okay.
moving people to action. Tim Clark's thing.
What was that? That?
We did it at Stable Gray's studio.
Okay.
And it had 6 cameras.
Oh, good.
Yeah, came out okay.
Every platform is necessary.
Well, seriously, it was so funny how I decided to go with her. Juanita Johnson was supposed to be in it, and she can't call 36 hours before, had to cancel. So I wanted a black woman.
Right.
To replace her. So I'm telling Tim, well, you know, maybe I can try Jasmine Harris because she just announced that she was running for office.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I called her office like 4 times, man. Nobody called me back. And then Tim says, well, try this girl, Brianna Full.
Uh-huh. She's on the school board, right?
Yeah. And I went on Facebook to reach out to her because I didn't have a phone number. So I came out of it and I said, let me see who her friends are. And Martine was in there, one of her friends. So I called Martine up. I go, hey, Martine, you got a phone number for Brianna Full? And she goes, who's that? I said, she's one of your Facebook friends. She goes, Michael, you know how that is.
Right.
So I said, you know what? Now I'm sitting here thinking about it. Why can't you do this for me?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, dang. So yeah, I teased her too because I called her in the morning and I said, well, listen, I'm not going to keep you long on the phone because I know how you sisters are. You got to get your hair done. So yeah, she came through. She did a good job. She even had notes when she came on. I was impressed with that.
With the French was always it's spontaneous too. There, You never know what game time is gonna be.
Well, we had Ben Gray,
That's me.
Tom Becker, Tim Clark. I hosted, and John McAllister. You know who that is?
Did any run for office?
Former state senator in 2019 as a Republican called out his own party and called it racist. Remember, he wound up making international news. Yeah.
I
So,
remember his name.
and it just so happens that yesterday morning he had written an op-ed for the World Herald, basically saying he's supporting Harris.
Although,
Yeah. So
well, we'll see it after that, man. They not. I don't know. The Democrat Party don't want to. They don't.
well, were you with? Have you been with Tim Clark with his meetings with the governor?
No. No.
And
Sometimes.
you know what? This kid looks like somebody having auditions over here. You know, some baby. Put on a long playing record. And that's it.
Hey, I'm not telling you if he did it.
Hey, you know, some guys at the barbershop teased me. They said, Michael, you know you were like TV back in the 80s. And I had to think about it because I had a buddy who was getting married. And I said, well, let me do your stag party. And I had another buddy who had just bought a house, but he hadn't had any furniture. And I said, let me have your house for that night. And I went to Channel 7 and got some staging, built a stage in his living room, had some lights up. A couple of weeks before, I went around town and picked up some ladies who were dancers.
Right.
Said, yeah, I want to have a party. You want to come about that? And when guys showed up, I gave each one of them a little bottle of baby oil. Guys were squirting baby oil all over the place, man. Should have had gambling in the basement and a big old pot of sausage.
Oh, me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Swiss had good stuff.
Oh, man. I got guys.
When I said, I've been over there for
Sausage?
years. Well, I actually referee basketball at what's that? All Saints over there.
All Saints, yeah. I got guys walking up to me now, 30 years later, still going, that's the best stag party I ever been to, man. And I had my Polaroid. I was taking pictures, man. Some of these guys, they need to know that I still got those pictures.
If you get the digital wrong, we come out with a Polaroid.
Oh, yeah. I used to have like 2-3 Polaroid cameras back in the day.
And so let's what time is it? No, it's still early.
She's supposed to be here.
Yeah, we gonna.
She better get here, man, because
No, that's all right. We'll keep it rolling. She got me just she sets up stuff, and then sometimes you hear she run 5 businesses.
she said to me last night, I said, hey, I owe you one. She goes, good, be on my show. I went, oh boy. Okay, good.
I'll let y'all do your thing. I got a couple of debates. I'm going to the debate today, and then
Oh, is that the one with Vargas and Bacon?
yeah,
WOWT?
yeah, I'm going to that, and then tonight the Democratic dude is going to be here, and then I don't know. Well, mainly because I'm just going to continue to do what we do. I get more support from the Republican Party than the Democratic Party. I'm a Democrat.
As I told you once before,
And I'm
we can't all be dollars and cents, man.
what it's going to be.
It's got to be sometimes a moral high ground.
What more high ground? When I got the license, they wouldn't even shake my hand. Because Lee Terry got the license from me because he wrote the legislation. They wouldn't shake my hand. What are you talking about taking the high road? I'm taking the high road. Most of them that wouldn't shake my hand, I've allowed them to come in here.
Just remember, Manhattan Island was bought with beads and trinkets.
Who's Matt? Well, so Manhattan Island was stolen from our native.
Mm-hmm.
They celebrated Thanksgiving, so everybody want to remember their history. Let's go prior to that. Who owned the property before that? So I went to a Lutheran college. Shouts out to Martin Luther, who separated from Catholicism.
Hey, what you think about what happened to Ben Sass, man?
He's an ass.
Ben Sass.
He's an ass. Well, I mean, he deserved it, man. He never came over here.
Yeah.
Ever. He has never came in from home. If he did, it might have been at nighttime. with one of those veils on, disguised as one of those Arab women. If he came over here, I ain't never seen him ever. And now, they taking money, man. He taking money. He went down to Florida to take money. He took money from Nebraska. He been watch ass. I can tell everybody the top criminals are the politicians. They're the top criminals. Every movie, you got three people that's part of every crime movie. You got the clergy, you got the crime family, and you got the politicians. And I forgot the police. They all work together. Watch Law and Order. I don't even watch it. It still says scenario.
I watched some Law and Order, man. I could have seen it 5, 6 times. I'll still watch the same damn show. Just so I can hear that cha-ching.
Okay, let me transition out of this. Okay, transition out of this.
Yeah, I'll be out in the criminal justice system.
There you go. Okay, so Farrakhan, I got Muzz was rattling this morning.
Sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories. Cha-ching.
These are our stories for real. Western civilization. Oh, yeah, 95.7 the boss. You know, that's my cousin now. Oh, yeah, his last name King, my last name King. We came from the same plantation. Oh, you don't get mad at me. DNA. Today is Black Friday, y'all. Oh, yeah, without a doubt, we are the only research radio station in the world. Oh, yeah, our goal is to modify our behavior. So we better individuals, better family members, better citizens. Shouts out to all my surrogate dads. Oh, yeah, my Caucasian dads. You know, they went to Lewis and Clark. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Oh, yeah, especially at Brian High, Coach Beckman, Coach Trader. Oh, yeah, they're like my mama and them. They was rolling with my mama and them. I couldn't get no bad grades. And then, you know, shoot, they was kind of physical, too. It was kind of physical. You know, back in the day, the teachers were physical. They was more physical. Lord have mercy. But surrogate father, see, on this Black Friday, I'm keep telling y'all, we all brothers and sisters. We bucking all stereotypes. Yes, we bucking all stereotypes. On this Black Friday, without a doubt, if you're from the Black diaspora, seriously, if you're from the Black diaspora, it's our responsibility to support each other in business. It's our responsibility that we support our brothers and sisters in business. And for our neighbors, oh yeah, because y'all always talk about love thy neighbor. Well, let's put some action behind it. Black people spend money with everybody every day. We just want to reciprocate. Let's do business back. We just want to reciprocate. Blood, sweat, and tears, America was built off of our ancestors. If y'all know the history. I know they burning books, time to take books out, but we can teach our own history. My mom picked cotton for y'all for free, for real. I'm part of that lineage. And so, but we got to take advantage of it. We don't take advantage of it for those that are here, our lineage. We don't need to take advantage of it. We want to whine and cry and then take credit for what our ancestors went through. I'm having a bad hair day. Ladies, y'all need to let us have some of that mirror time. We have bad hair days too. But seriously, on this Black Friday, can't change the past. The only thing we can do is affect the future. And if we are using the baseline of truth, then we can go a lot further. And so I'm bucking all stereotypes because we are a research radio station, and God has put it on my heart to teach this because Y'all not smarter than a fifth grader. I don't think y'all even smarter than a kindergartner. Yes, y'all with the PhDs and with the MITs. You're not even smarter than a kindergartner. For real. So I'm gonna give you a crayon. I'm gonna give you a crayon lesson. Shouts out to Long School. Shouts out to Keller Elementary. Those are my elementary schools. You know what I mean? Shouts out to them. I learned this in kindergarten. The crayon box, the crayons. Now, the only white people on earth, let me just explain this really. The only white people on earth are albinos. Bring your scholars in here. Dispute. I took too much biology. Shouts out to Benton Luther College. I took too much biology, geology, anthropology, astrology. What you got? I got you. The only white people on earth are albinos. Now, my Caucasian brothers and sisters, you're not white. You're Caucasian. Now, if you get tan, that means you got some brown in you. Let me spin around. Spin around. Now we're gonna go back to the crayon boxes. Since y'all scholars, y'all BAs, AAs, doctors. Y'all ain't smarter than a kindergartner, for real. A kindergartner know that you can't get no brown out or no tan out of white. It's impossible. So we're gonna give y'all a lesson, a crayon lesson for y'all like to conquer and divide. Y'all like to say y'all superior. I'm the greatest dunker around here. I'm the greatest. Ain't nobody more superior than me, period. You might get honorable mention. That came from Michael Jordan himself, the greatest of all times.
A lot of this sounds familiar. Okay, go ahead.
You gotta pop my collar. Sometimes you get love to yourself. But seriously, we're gonna break all stereotypes so we can start getting along and start sharing.
You don't need an ID to vote, you need an IQ.
Yeah, you need an IQ to vote. But we do need an ID because if you're black, we have always had to have paper. Boy, where you going, boy? You Mr. Johnson property. Boy, where your paper at? We always have to have ID. The black, see, y'all know why it's. I don't know if I leave Janet Jackson alone. She's a Jackson, and they from Indiana. I know she's a sister. Leave Janet Jackson alone. She can have her opinion. See, that's why I love America. We got freedom of speech, but y'all try to push down people with freedom of speech. Y'all communists, and y'all talk about Russia. Anytime you try to crush someone's freedom of speech, I'm on you because that's what y'all did to my ancestors. We're not going to reciprocate. We're supposed to learn from the past. Now, if her lineage is from, I don't know, Miss Harris, is she from India? I don't know.
Okay, tread softly here.
I don't know.
Have similar heritage.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Okay.
It's not my concern because if you Caucasian, if you Asian, if you Native American, if you Hispanic, if you go outside and you get browner, you black. I studied too much anthropology. I studied too much geology. And we smart over here, baby. You ain't gonna be able to divide us. Over here, we all in one. So I don't care what she is. She dark. And if you look dark, they're gonna consider you black. Right now. Ask Elizabeth Taylor. She looked darker than mug. Well, she passed. Just like Lena Horne passed on the other way. We're all the same. If you from the Caucasian race, you go outside, you get tan. If anyone go in the sun, you get tan, you get darker. We're all part of the same family. The hemisphere, let me give you scientific since you want to question my intelligence. Those that were raised or born below the equator, temperatures are generally hotter. I don't care if you are from South America. I don't care if you're from the Samoans. I don't care if you're from Australia. I don't care if you're from Africa. Your nose is going to be wider because the temperatures are hotter. You're going to have less hair because temperatures are hotter. The earth is warmer. Now, if you're above the equator, now we're just talking about just environmental things that which change the physicality, the physics of the human being, because the human adapt to the environment. Oh, we smart over here. Ooh, shouts out to Mental Luther College in Fremont, Nebraska. Y'all should go up to Fremont if you want to get a scholarship. And they got an MBA session now. If you want to get your MBA, I think I'm gonna get some brownie points because I'm on the board and all that stuff. Yeah, we real smart over here. I brag off my education because y'all didn't allow my mama to go to school. Y'all should brag off your education. I know we got kids going to school. Make sure you get your education. My mama always taught me. She said, "Man," that's my nickname. She said, "Man, they got theirs. You gonna get yours." I feel it now. I got the goosebumps. I feel it. God's in the house. God's in the house. So no. Let's be purposeful today and let's think together. We gotta come together. We can't let beliefs and stereotypes continue to separate us. We're all part of the same family, period. And so if you was raised or born above the equator, it's colder temperatures. You have less sun. So you tend to be lighter. Nose a little bit more narrow because of the cold temperatures. Generally, you have people grow more hair because it's colder. Your body adapts to the environment. So, of course, we're going to have some physiological changes, and that's going to be based off the environment. All right? Omaha, the Birds of Bless. Today is Black Friday. Again, we encourage those of the Black diaspora to support each other's business, and we encourage our neighbors to support Black businesses because Black people support businesses all over this community every day. We just want to do business. We're very purposeful here. Earlier, I played Mr. Farrakhan and Dr. King. He's centered around voting. Each different decades in time. And it shows you that as we continue to move in time, we're still fighting the same issues: freedom, justice, and with the killing of the two young Black brothers in the last 30 days by Omaha police, tensions are very, very, very high. Tensions are very, very high, especially for Black men. We don't know if we come home. I keep telling everybody that Black men and Black boys are the most endangered species in Omaha. We're the most endangered species in America. I got the stats. We can barely be born. Twice, I don't know what the numbers are, twice of every other race, our children are dying from infant mortality. They can't even make it out the womb. We're supposed to not talk about this. And then they said we're not an urban station. They said that we're not an urban station. They said that they're going to advertise with the urban station. Well, they're going to be in the building tonight. Today, I'm turning it up today. I'm going to be looking sharp and turning it up. We're gonna have, I guess, the top leader from the Democratic National gonna be here. I'm gonna be in the room. I'm gonna ask some tough questions. They might not let me in the room now. I'm gonna be at the debate earlier today. I'm gonna see all the top politicians. I'm gonna be asking some tough questions. I ran a mayor campaign, Mayor Fahey campaign, and I know that they should be investing in getting your vote. If the politicians aren't investing in getting your vote, then we shouldn't vote for them. I don't care if they're Democrat, Republican. We need to really push our agenda, and who's going to move our agenda. That's who we need to go with, Democrat or Republican. We're all people. When I was in college, I'm gonna give this example, and I thank my mama for not passing any burdens on to me, even though she picked cotton, even though I had to pick her up from cleaning my Caucasian brothers and sister houses. She never taught me to hate white people. She never taught me to hate my Caucasian brothers and sisters. That's a burden that you pass on down to your children, and she had every right to do that. She was raised in Sumner, Mississippi, the town where they freed uh, the two white men, two Caucasian brothers, from killing Emmett Till. That's where she grew up at. She grew up about like a mile away from the river where they found Emmett Till. I do this for real, man. And before my mama died, we took her back home. I never been to Mississippi. Well, I never been that deep in the Delta of Mississippi. I've been like in Memphis. Then they go around on the top of Mississippi, and I didn't know Mississippi was forest. Mississippi is forest. There's a lot of it's forest, and a lot of swamp. So I mean, we driving from Memphis. So I think my mom had like 2.5 hours south of Memphis. So deep down, not too far from Gulf. And I'm in this town, and the downtown's like an L. The downtown's like an L. It's like maybe like a mile at the most. Go this way and this way. It's had all the old buildings there. And then we went by my mom's house. She was born in 1930. The house still stands. It's kind of dented in the middle, kind of warped, but the house still stands. And she had about 15 brothers and sisters. So she was born in 1930. Her older brothers and sisters born like in the close to the 1800s. So the house still stands. And then in front of the house is all cotton fields. Down the road is the church that he went to. And then in the back of the house is like a Garden of Eden. They had pecan, what do you call them? Walnut, apple, pears, all the fruits. It was like a really a true Garden of Eden. So that's how they ate. Really off the land. Man. After seeing that, I'm gonna take a break. So when I used to read from my mama, I learned earlier that failure is not an option. So failure is not an option, y'all. So I know we got odds against us. Oh yeah, without a doubt, we got the odds against us. But we're gonna beat the odds, baby. Without a doubt. I'm an example of beating the odds. So if I can do it, we can do it together. We're gonna be celebrating 10 years on 95.7 The Boss, 15 years on 1690 AM The One. We're gonna be doing a New Year's Eve party, 2025. We're gonna do some different things, and one thing is we're gonna love each other. Her name is Salt. Oh yeah, I'm gonna let y'all listen to Salt a little bit. If you're going through something, bring God off the bench. Boss with us. Oh yeah, baby. She's a pastor kid. We show love to our neighbors. Y'all talk about it. Y'all pray about it. We bout it. Boss with us.
So is Martine coming?
I have no idea. Let's roll. If you want to transfer,
Yeah. Because that's all I had other things to do. And she said, oh, come on, be on at 8 o'clock.
because you told me she actually not gonna be here. I thought I would be here. What you want to talk about? Politics?
I just want to talk about the thing that she took part in last night. That's all.
Okay.
She had pictures. I thought she was going to show pictures. She told me she was live streaming. I got up early enough to comb my hair. Damn, man. From the movie Shaft. The man say he's going to be here. You got to be here.
You know, women are. They want you to be on time, but they not on time. All right, here we go. Let's slide on in.
Maybe I'll wear my sunglasses for this.
Okay.
Look like Paul B. Allen.
That's how you do it.
Oh, you know Paul B. Man, he always got his sunglasses on.
Yeah.
It'll be 10 o'clock at night inside. He got sunglasses on.
So how they do it? I try to be a player like that. I guess you gotta have the contacts.
Yeah, I don't know how you see around.
You gotta have contacts. I guess I don't know. Yeah, back here. I'm going to debate. Let's see
Did you get invited to that or what?
Yeah, I got invited from the Bacon Squad. The Democrats don't love me, man. They don't love me. And I did a commercial for Lee Terry.
Hey, man, I thought we're not live.
We're real live over here.
Hey, I ran for that damn seat and I didn't get invited to it, okay?
Oh, really?
I ran for District 2 in 1998, remember?
Okay, yeah.
I went against Lee Terry.
Okay, so you must have been one of the early birds because
Yeah.
when I helped Jim S. run against Terry, but Jim S. tried twice. He couldn't beat. I think Ashford was the only one Democrat that actually have broken kind of like the string of them winning.
Yeah. Well, Ashford passed away, and his wife last week came out for Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of surprised. I was going, okay. She said she's a Harris-Bacon voter this year. She's going to vote for Harris.
Right.
But she's also going to vote for Bacon.
Okay. I'm kind of like a Bacon Trump, I guess. What are you looking at me?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I'm not getting into this with you today.
Yeah,
I came here to talk about what happened last night, all right?
You Michael Scott, maybe. You Michael Scott.
Yeah, right.
Omaha, the birds of birds. I'm crying. Sometimes they call me the crying DJ. Don't get mad at me because I be crying. I keep telling y'all, let y'all boys cry. Do not, my hair's messed up. Do not dehumanize your boys. We got Mike. Don't we got feelings, Michael? Don't we got feelings?
Let's talk about black hair. Keep in mind,
Right.
my generation was raised watching The Little Rascals, okay? And Farina and Buckwheat's hair, okay? and then I see these football players looking the same way, and I'm going, I can't take it seriously, man. I can't take it seriously. Oh, man.
Like, I guess I'm kind of like buckwheat. Yeah, I'm looking like buckwheat.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, Spanky.
okay. It might. Is it true that why don't you wear a beard and mustache? Is it?
I shaved yesterday.
Is the honesty? Does it make? Because I heard that men that wear beards, like me, maybe because I might be lazy. I don't know, y'all. It could be a lot of different things. Don't assume. Or he got a clean face, no mustache, no beard, and so they generally said psychologically that that's a more trustworthy face
To have a beard or not to have a beard?
to not have any hair on your face.
You know what? Yesterday morning, I was looking in the mirror and I said, "Am I going to shave?" I hadn't shaved for like a week, and I had a nice little growth working here.
Okay.
And I said, "You know what? I'm going to do this show tonight. Let me shave."
Okay.
Just as a way of being committed to it. I'm going to shave,
Right.
and I didn't want to scare the white folks off. Oh man! Ooh,
see. Okay, now, but you look smooth though. You look smooth. It goes with your hair. It goes with your hair. See.
Well, people who grew up watching me,
but you never had
a smooth face.
Yeah, you never had any.
I never had facial hair.
You never had any hair.
But up till 6 months ago, I was steadily had a beard for like the last 4 or 5 years.
Is it because you just changed, or you got tired of shaving?
Got tired of shaving.
Okay.
Got tired of shaving, and also when you start losing it up here, you got to bring it down here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You transfer the hair. Transfer the hair. Shout out to all the bald guys. We love you. We still love you. You still got hair, guys. You just grow it on your cheek.
Or it's out of your ears.
Yeah.
Have you started growing hair out of your ears?
A little. But you know what? I thought about inventing an ear mirror. because how can you know if your ear is ashy? You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny. The first time I realized I had hair in my ear, I was working out with my then wife, and she goes, "Hey, what's that in your ear?" I go, "What?" She goes, "Well, there's something in your ear." I said, "Well, take it out." She goes, she pulls it. I said, "What are you pulling?" She goes, "It's a hair in your ear." I called my father up, and I biologically walked in my father's footsteps. I said, "When were you going to tell me about the hair in the ear?"
Yeah, I've noticed it too. I do got shave. I shave it out. I said, man. And no one's going to tell you about the hair in the ear. Y'all should tell people about their hair in the ear.
Have you seen the guys who've got like a forest in their ear?
Yeah, I don't know if nobody want to tell them or not. It's kind of like
it's not like they don't know, man. They got to know that their ear. I mean, I'm talking about guys who have like
a lot
100 hairs in their ears.
Right. Yeah, they got to know.
They got to know. I mean, you're gonna. At least it's gonna tickle your ear. If anything,
right.
You gotta put your finger up there.
I was looking in the mirror the other day. I said, "Dang it! Didn't nobody tell me that I have like sometimes we black and sometimes you don't get the lotion everywhere. You get some some scaling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Nobody told me I had some scale skin.
It gets worse as you get older. I'm looking at my arms now, going, when did it get that crepe paper look, man?
They use shea butter. Transfer to shea butter.
Well, I'm using Gold Bond.
No.
Gold Bond shea butter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I go to natural stuff. No gold. I don't trust nobody.
But the thing is that shea butter, I don't like the after smell. It's too strong.
Well, you got the raw. The raw don't have no smell in it. No. Go to African. They right on night. African. The African.
Now, people are turning to your station right now, going, "Are they talking about beauty tips?"
Oh yeah. Hey man. Hey, I told y'all women. We be having bad hair days. And we men have feelings too. We want to look handsome. It's hard for us to be handsome. Brother Michael Scott. He's a trendsetter in broadcast media. Yeah, trendsetter. Okay. I used to watch you growing up, and now it's going in full circle. It's actually in full circle, and so
now I'm on your show,
right? And like the Ben Grays and the from Kaleidoscope and the brother
John McKay.
John McKay. No, what's the other brother used to do? He's passed now.
Montoya, Ray Montoya.
He used to do his own show. Common
Ground.
Yeah. What's it? Oh, he died. You know who I'm talking about. But it's made y'all three guys, three black men that was on TV. You, Ben, and he passed. He used to have He used to teach on North 24th.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Jim Nelson.
Jim Nelson.
Jim Nelson.
So when was this common
It
ground?
was something like that, yeah.
Right. So it's y'all three.
Yeah.
That was on that I recognize, especially early 80s, late 80s.
You don't remember Ray Montoya, though? He was a light-skinned brother. He's Camille Montoya's brother. He just passed away last year.
But wasn't he a reporter, though?
He was a reporter. He didn't have a show. It was
Right. So, but you had a stand-up show. I mean, and so I was going on Brother Nelson and Brother Gray because they had more community shows, and yours more of the city show. Actually the regional show.
Well, actually, the international show we did national. We did the news.
Right.
We did the news. Do you know that Ben Gray did 30 years of Kaleidoscope?
Really?
30 years.
Wow.
He and I were on this show last night that Martine and I were on. And Ben is now digitizing all of his Kaleidoscope shows.
Great.
Because a lot of the issues he spoke about then are still relevant now.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on some of those shows. I'm part of that digitization. I know I'm on a couple of those shows for sure. And this is why I do what I do is from you guys giving us opportunities and doing stories in our community. Mm-hmm. Never thought I'd be into broadcast. My degree is in behavioral science, but I always ask God, what's the common denominator of raising our people? And it's the word, but it's the control of our words.
Someone said last night, we were talking about voting and voting suppression, and someone said, well, you have to have an ID now to vote. There's a new law in Nebraska. And the guy said, you don't need an ID to vote. You need an IQ to vote.
Right.
You got to have more intelligent voters out there. And that was the reason why we did that show last night, because I had mentioned to Tim Clark, him, Moving People to Action. I had mentioned to him, I said, standing in the grocery line or in the barbershop, there are a lot of people that don't know what's going on, They're just grabbing snippets of information.
Right.
So we put together a dynamite panel. I put together I'm going to give myself credit. I put together a dynamite panel. We had Martine, and I'll explain how she got to be part of it. John McAllister, who's a former Nebraska senator, who is a Republican.
Okay.
And he got pretty much chased out by his party because he called his party racist back in 2019 during the Trump years.
Okay.
And we had Ben Gray, Tim Clark, we had the Deputy County Election Commissioner on, and Colleen Brennan, who was on the city council for a while.
Okay, yeah.
Caused a little bit of a controversy back then.
I've interviewed her.
Okay, and we had Tom Becca. You know who Becca is. Becca will give you some talking. We also had remotely Jonathan Benjamin Alvarado, who used to be with UNO.
Okay.
The brother.
Yep.
Serious brother. Serious brown brother. And we were talking about immigration. We were talking about get out the vote. We were talking about women's reproductive rights. And that's why I had to have a women on the panel.
Right.
And it was funny because Juanita Johnson was supposed to be on. And 36 hours before the darn thing started, she called. She had an emergency. She couldn't be on.
Okay.
So I'm running around trying to find somebody. I tried to call, what's her name? Jasmine Harris?
Yes.
Couldn't reach her. Left her 5 messages, Jasmine Harris. I never heard back from you. Even reached out to her on Facebook. And run a campaign like that. Anyway, do you know who Brianna Liu is? Full. Brianna Full. Yeah.
City Council. She's on the.
Brianna Full.
She's on.
I was trying to reach her. I just saw today she finally got back to me. But I'm calling Martine because I saw Martine was a friend of on Facebook with Brianna.
Right.
And I said, hey, you got a phone number for her? She goes, no. I said, she says she's your friend. She goes, Michael, you know how that is. You just say yes to people.
Right.
So I said, you know what, Martine, can you do this show for me? And she goes, well, what are you going to talk about? And I said, I'll send you a list of the issues we're going to talk about. And within 15 minutes, I had her wrapped up, man. Yeah. And she came through last night big time. I was impressed. She reached into her stuff and pulled out. And she knew what she wanted to talk about. So, yeah, it turned out okay. John McAllister, I really lucked into getting him because he left Nebraska. He moved to New Hampshire to be with his kids.
Okay.
And he misses Nebraska.
Right.
But he doesn't miss Nebraska politics because in Sarpy County, the Republican Party has been pretty much taken over by MAGA people.
Okay.
And they censured Don Bacon. They censured Pete Ricketts because they're not extreme enough.
Right.
So it was interesting. I don't know if you caught yesterday's Omaha World Herald. He had an op-ed in it with Claire Duda, who's a Republican.
I know Claire.
Yeah.
I ran against Claire.
And Chuck Nagel.
Mm-hmm.
And the three of them said, hey, we're Republicans, but we're going to vote Harris.
Okay.
Because we just can't have the decisiveness of Donald Trump. He's going to rip this country apart. And I'm not going to get into this thing with you today about Trump and whatever, because I know you're a Trumper and whatever. I didn't come on here to do this. In fact, I didn't come on here to talk to you. I thought Martine was going to be here.
Okay.
But I think the thing is, as I said to the guy who was the deputy commissioner, I don't want you get my blood pressure up, man.
They say, hey, you want to talk to me, man? I'm cool.
All right. As I said to the deputy commissioner,
Right.
there are a lot of issues in the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very extensive one. There are a lot of candidates running. Do not wait until you get into the booth, the voting booth, to do your research. You can go to League of Women Voters.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to, I think it's called 411, which gives you the basic,
Vote.
411 vote,
Mm-hmm.
which breaks down all the issues for you.
Okay.
Educate yourself. You know, I always used to give kids a hard time. I go, you know, you don't know what's going on, but if I asked you when's Beyonce's next album's going to fall or drop, you know that immediately because you're online.
Right.
These kids, God dang it, they have a computer in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
All they have to do is, you don't even have to punch it. All you have to do is say, give me League of Women Voters.
Right.
You know, spend the time, spend 15 minutes, do a little research on it. You know, stop looking up how many people gave you likes for the new shoes you bought.
Right.
Actually spend some quality time on the computer. That's my rant.
Without a doubt. Well, you know, voting season is here. It's up to the adults to teach young people.
Mm-hmm.
I had Schoolhouse Rock growing up.
Schoolhouse Rock. Oh my God, I remember that.
I'm only a bill.
I'm only a bill.
And so, but I used that knowledge, and that's how I got this radio station. I followed the bill process when I heard about this bill that Lee Terry was writing called the Local Community Radio Act. I heard about it in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
I followed that bill process through the House, which you were running for. You was running for the House. It had to get out of committee. Then it went out for public notice. As citizens, we could participate in the public notice in the rulemaking of that new potential act. It goes back to the House. The House passed it with the new input from citizens. I learned this all on Schoolhouse Rock. It's passed the House. Now we got to go to the Senate. My man Preston Love was sitting here. He's going to be competing against Ricketts, seat for the Senate. Now it goes through the same process. It goes, I got to get out of committee. You got to come to public notice. We participate in the rulemaking. I participated in all that process. It passes House. It passes the Senate. Then it went to Obama. I knew Obama. I met him in Salem when he was a congressman. So I knew him. I knew Lee Terry, so I had a chance to go lobby both of them. I got a picture with both of them. I'll show you a picture with bill passed.
I take your word for it.
You know what I mean? And so it's important that we got someone that can work with both sides.
So let's go back here. You just mentioned Preston Love.
Yes.
Have you seen his promo? His commercial?
Not yet.
It's on his. I had to text him. I go, hey man, how come you don't have a presence on Facebook? And he said, oh, go to Preston Love for Senate.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there, and he had like this minute-long promo, very well shot, very well put together.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't have money to put it on commercial television.
We talked about that.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have money to put it on commercial TV. But this guy, Dan Osborne, who's running against Deb Fisher, where's he getting his money from? He says he was on.
He's an independent too.
Yeah, he was on the Morning Joe on MSNBC this morning. They did a sit-down interview with him, and he was talking about, hey, you know, we're not getting any corporate money. We're getting $35. You know, people making contributions, average of $35 each. And I'm going, why isn't Preston getting money infused into his campaign?
Well, he said it's not He said the state party is helping somewhat. You can see they part of the slate with everybody else. They're doing that for every county, the state. But he said he's not getting any funds from the national party. The national party guy is going to be here tonight at 6:00. I'm going to ask him the same thing. And I'm going to ask him, why aren't they advertising on urban media? Just like my man, what's his name? That owned the Weather Channel. What's his name?
Byron Allen.
I'm the Midwest Byron Allen.
Well, you don't have a connection.
So because I love Byron Allen.
Yeah.
So and I'm with him. I don't even know. I went to the last 2 years ago. I was at the and I met Buddy King. We just happened to run each other at the NAB, and I knew Byron Allen was going to be out there. I said, man, I got to be in the room because he's going to be doing a seminar at the NAB, National Association of Broadcasters. Man, I had to be in that room.
Have you ever been to the NABJ? You never been to the National Association of Black Journalists? Oh man,
You got to take me, baby. Let's roll up in there,
you
baby.
know what? I have not been there since I left TV, but it's like the largest concentration of Black journalists in one spot.
Really?
On a weekend. They take over a town.
Wow.
And
we need to be there.
And then they started having unity conventions like every other year, where the Hispanics and the Asians would join. And there's like 3,500 people there. And there are agents there.
Right.
There are people selling stuff there. I mean, the job fair is just outrageous.
Right.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you didn't come.
No, I've never been there, but I might be going to the National Association of Black-owned Broadcasters.
Okay.
That's in DC.
Then that's pretty much in the same direction too.
Yeah. So I might go into that because that's Black owners in radio and TV, the who's who. So I don't know if Brian was going to be there. If I know he was going to be there, I'll be in DC next week because
is it next week?
It's next week.
I can make a call and find out if he's going to be there.
So let's make it happen, baby. Because hey,
you remember John Kelly?
Yep.
John Kelly's his right-hand man now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I did interview. No, didn't you set the interview for John Kelly before he left?
John Kelly was an intern of mine.
Yeah, I remember that. But yeah. I thought we set the interview. I interviewed him before he left his new post.
No, I didn't do that. Now, John Kelly wound up in Chicago during the Bulls run, and he became like super famous. In fact, one day I look up and he's on Oprah.
Oh, really?
And Oprah is like bringing black guys on as dates for her girlfriends.
Oh, really?
I'm going, oh, look at John Kelly pimping up here. Look at that. I love it. Hey, go back to what you were saying about Preston. The Democrats coming out tonight?
I think the head of the Democratic National
DCCC
is going to be here. I heard it's a black guy.
Is it? Oh, Jamie.
Yeah, wherever it is, I heard. I'll give you information. I don't know if it's open to the public, but I'm gonna get information. I'm gonna be in the room. I'm gonna be asking some of those hard questions, man, because they're not invested in his campaign, and I don't understand why. Because if he's able to galvanize more Democrats, that's good for more Miss Harris.
Yeah, you know
what I mean. And everybody down ballot of Miss Harris.
The politics of the DCCC can be a pain in the butt. Okay. When I ran for Congress in '98, I was told, hey, listen, if you win your primary, we're going to support you.
Right.
I won my primary handily.
Right.
I kicked the guy's butt. They showed up, all of them in their, like, two-piece suits and, looking all sharp and everything.
Right.
And they sat down there and they said, well, have you ever done drugs before? And I said, oh, yeah. They said, what? And I go, I'm from New York City. I'm from Jamaican parents. Yeah, I've done drugs before. And they said, well, you can't say that. I'm going, I'm not going to lie, because if you say no, you're on a slippery slope.
Right.
And they basically turned to me and said, well, we can't support you. And they had promised me all this money for my campaign, and it never happened. I paid out of my pocket. Because I'd come in every day and my campaign manager would give me a list or two of people I'm supposed to call. And I hated it. It was the worst thing of the job. I love the campaigning, going out and meeting people, walking in parades, going out and making speeches. But the worst part of the day was having to go through this list and call people who're supposed to be good Democrats, who're supposed to help out, and they're not. You're leaving messages with secretaries and going, oh, yeah, he'll call you back. And as I told my campaign manager, I said, I feel like a bill collector here.
Right.
And I don't like calling people and asking for money.
Right. Right.
Yes.
So, I can see Brother Love frustration because you should be.
They need to step up for him.
Yeah.
Man.
So, and you go into the same thing. It seems like it only happens to,
Black candidates?
Yes. And so I'm going to ask him that tough question. We're set over here. See, people are asking, well, you might lose support over here because you talk the truth or you talk like this. Man, they didn't support me yesterday. I'm strictly on God. Tenfold. Doors are still opening up. I just put in a patent. It's going to be a game changer. All come from God. I'm bragging off God. So keep closing doors. God gonna keep opening up doors. So because I'm just tired of people being mistreated, and no one's saying nothing about it. No, we're not taking it no more, man.
I think the guy you're going to see today is Jamie Harrison. Does that sound familiar?
I think so. I'll show you. I got it in my phone.
Yeah, Jamie Harrison.
But I'm kind of emotional. I might need you in the room. I'm really emotional today, honestly, because I went to that debate. I'm not happy with one party invest. You hear the ad on the air after we leave, but one other people didn't invest. Mm-hmm. And so I ran Mayor Fahey campaign, and Mayor Fahey spent a certain amount of money per voter, per section of the city. I know how to run a campaign, and if they don't put no money in North Omaha to get your vote, then we shouldn't vote for them. Mm-hmm. It's just that plain and simple.
It makes sense.
You know what I mean? I ran a citywide campaign. So prayer to Rebecca. I heard she just had a stroke. She ran to South Omaha office.
Who's this now?
Rebecca Patlin.
Okay.
Her husband used to be a police officer.
Okay.
With the Hispanic. And she ran the South Omaha office for the Hispanic community. And so, man, I know how to run it. You can't trick nobody over here. I ran for office myself. You mentioned Claire Duda. I had the first debate on Channel 22. I interviewed Claire Duda for the first hour. The second hour, we debated on my TV show.
What happened to Channel 22? What happened to Channel 22?
You know, my mama, like I said, my mama taught me if I had nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all.
What happened to Channel 22?
It was a cool. You know, it was a cool. It was a cool on Channel 22. It was a cool on Channel 22. Everybody knows the ratings on Channel 22 was higher than Channel 7, Channel 6, all of them. You know why?
Because Ernie was on.
Because Ernie, myself, Willie Hamilton, you had most truth tellers. And then Ernie would come out with the stats. He'd come out with years of article mugs. And so he'll beat up. And so the politicians of that day took him down. I don't know who the politicians were.
You know,
I ain't want to gossip.
I was surprised when I came to Channel 2
right.
and been here a few years, and white people, young white people go, "Oh yeah, we watch Ernie all the time on Channel 22." I'm going, "Whoa, okay, well, that's impressive." Mm-hmm. Where's Ernie? Ernie's now a write-in vote?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm yelling from that. Senator McKinney has done a great job.
He's done a fantastic job.
It's really hard to not support him.
Yeah.
So this is hard not to support.
I would hate to think that Ernie used McKinney as a way to take the seat and then come back and take it back from him. Because
it's gonna be hard to do a write-in candidate.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I think what happened was a bunch of old timers came up to Ernie and go, "Oh, Ernie, man, we want you back in there." And he goes, "Yeah, okay, I'm back in the write-in." You know.
I don't know why he yelled into this. You know, but to each their own.
What's he now? 87?
I don't know.
He's 87.
Is he?
Yeah.
He still do more push-ups than me. And you.
Hey man, I used to do 100 push-ups, man. Come on.
I can't do it no more.
I got a torn shoulder blade.
I know, but my shoulder be hurting too. I don't understand why. Why are we hurting, God? You know what I mean? I feel like my mind feel like I'm 18. You know what I mean? I feel like it, but if I feel like I got a young mind, but my body said, something else.
Do you have dreams that you're running
Uh-huh.
and it's almost like you're flying?
Right.
I had one this morning when the alarm went off. I was like, I didn't want to get up, man, because I feel so youthful because I'm like 20 years old and I'm running.
Right.
And back in the day, I used to run all the time.
Right. Heck yeah. But you know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing? Now, I'm telling everybody to do this because they teach us all the time in Bible school and all that. Whoever man or woman thinks, so is he. So I'm thinking, I'm working with God on this one. That I believe I'm getting younger every day. So wherever man thinks, so is he. So I'm testing out that theory. I went to Midland Luther College. We studied a lot after every class had a lab.
Do you get $5 every time you mention Midland Lutheran College?
I don't know, but I should. I should.
And you know, I used to teach at Midland Lutheran.
I already know.
Right.
I know they pay both our salaries for a little bit.
Yeah, I was there back when it was a college, not a university.
Yeah, heck yeah. And if you got a gamer, they give out scholarships to gamers also at Midland. Ricardo, what's going on? Hey, I'm big in trouble. Something I can't see. It popped in, popped out. What time is it, brother? Michael Scott.
Yeah, I got to go to McDonald's for my breakfast.
What are you doing now? First of all, you still look young, like back in the day. You still look the same. Do men? Okay, well, let's cause a controversy. Do men age better than women, or do women age better than men?
Well, women tell me that I age well. I'm 70 years old.
You 70?
70.
Okay.
And I get that reaction when I tell people, they go, stop playing around. I'm going, I'm 70 years old. And I look in the mirror and I still see the boy.
Right. Yeah.
But then I take a closer look and go, yeah, he's in there somewhere.
Right.
You know, you asked what I'm doing now. That show we put together last night, moving people to action, to get out the vote. You know, I worked on that for 2 weeks leading up to it. I liked it. It gave me a reason to get up out of bed in the morning. Right now, I'm trying to put together something with Reginald.
Okay.
Reginald is trying to get me a show. And again, I need a sponsor.
I'm gonna write down. So actually, what we probably will do is gonna be like a news show, right?
It's just basically a kind of a talk show like
News.
Probably do an hour.
Okay.
I got an engineer lined up, and I want to do that.
Okay.
Also, I'm working with Walnut Broadcasting.
Okay.
They did a podcast with me. I mean, I'll send you the.
So how did it go?
It went beautifully, man. I was interviewing Dave Wingert. You know who he is?
Yeah.
And Wingert, you know, I had him on because we're both from New York, and he had just gotten back. And next thing you know, it took a turn, man. He started talking about his mental health, how he was addicted to drugs, and how he wanted to commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, well, you know, I just recently got diagnosed as bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
And I just took it and went to the whole direction of people got to get help. There's help out there, you know.
Right.
A lot of people got problems. You got to let people know about it. And when I came off the show, they said that was fantastic. So I'll send it to you. Just take a look. And I'm waiting for them to give the green light so we can get this thing going. You know, I have some frustration. In fact, I said this to Ben last night, and he laughed, but nobody else heard it, but he knew what I was talking about. When it comes to Channel 7, I feel like the slaves that built the Capitol building and all the buildings in Washington, D.C.,
right,
they built it on my back.
Right now,
Channel 7.
Right now, I mean, because Channel 7 wasn't number one until
it was number 3.
I didn't really start watching Channel 7 until you got there, because I think you was probably one of the first black anchors, wasn't you?
Full-time anchor, yeah.
Yeah.
Full-time main anchor, yeah.
I mean, so, of course, our community gravitated towards that. You want to see someone that looked like you.
Well, I think the other thing, too, was I was out in the community a lot. I mean, I would tell people that of my other 3 anchors, I probably did more public appearances than all 3 of them combined.
Right.
Because I like being out. I like getting interaction from people.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the clubs, you know.
Hang out, yeah, be a real person.
And I'm the one who told the sales department, I said, hey, listen, you need to start showing our newscast, our 10 o'clock newscast at 1:30, because people are coming from bars and clubs.
Right.
They turn on TV. Back then, there was no cable.
Right.
Okay, so they had to watch something. And people started watching our news.
Right, yeah, put a real repeat. I see, trendsetter. See, people don't understand trendsetters. They think they're crazy, but no, trendsetters are actually before their time. They actually can see the future. You got to appreciate people that are visionaries, that can see something that has not materialized. I tell everybody that we are God and goddesses. And I prove it all the time because I bring things from the abstract to the concrete. I told everybody about the radio station, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. No one believed me. No one believed me because it's in the abstract. And just like you, the things that you talk about are in the abstract, but it comes in the concrete.
But if I had made it into Congress, you'd have a second floor by now.
Right. I agree with you. I agree with you. So
hey, I just want to leave with this note. Folks, you've got to vote. Please do not, and if you say I'm not going to vote, that is a vote.
mm-hmm. For them.
You have to vote. Not voting is a vote because someone else is going to win. It's going to not necessarily be the person you want. And if it's not the person you want, don't come up to me 6 months later griping about it and tell me then that you didn't vote. I said, you had a shot and you didn't take it. Your vote does matter. Tell them.
Without a doubt, it does matter. And even I think people are even selling that message short because I'm a black male. We are an endangered species here in Omaha. And if we do not register to vote, we cannot participate on juries. And so that's the missing message, y'all. That's
the thing, people don't want to be on juries.
Right. So it's a holistic approach. And so we'll sign our sons up for a selective service to die for America, to be on the list for the draft, to die, but you don't want them to have a voice of freedom.
I wish your radio station was around when I ran for office.
Oh yeah, we'll be talking.
I've been on every day.
Without doubt, man, we talk smack over here. That hey, we got the #1 show. They know we got the #1 show. Even they monitor us. They monitor us. I get calls from Lincoln if I say something. Mr. King,
we just heard you say something.
Yeah. So I walk around with the armor I got. I like to be unliked. This is the neighborhoods we grew up in. Brian competed against Central. Man, that's competition. Man, we had to be prepared. You got some of the greatest athletes of all time that went to Central.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if we competing against North, or we competing against West Side, or Papillion, man, I competed against some of the greatest athletes. Period.
Didn't North last night beat someone 56-7 or something like that?
Football
team,
yeah. Their football team is good.
Yeah. All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you having me on.
Right.
Hey, Martine, where are you, girl?
She sets it up. She's an assist lady. She's a preacher kid, baby. Sometimes she passes off the assist. She passes off blessings. She passes off blessings, baby. 95.7 the boss. Oh yeah. When you own your own stuff, you can do your own stuff. Without a doubt.
Until next time, take care of one another.
It is 8:42, y'all. Today again is Black Friday. We are intentional. If you're from the Black diaspora, you got to support each other in business. And if you are neighbors, please love thy neighbor. Black people spend money with everybody every day. Find a Black business that you can do some business with. Commerce is the best way of America. We're not asking for a handout. No, we're just asking just to do business. And if it's like that, then everyone will achieve. Prayers to those that are down south.
Oh my God.
You see how God and I played Farrakhan early of Lot. I'm serious, y'all. I've been asking preachers what should we be doing. Y'all been preaching about the Quran and the Bible all these years. I'm almost 60. I've been hearing it all these years that this time is gonna come, and now the preachers are getting money. Get that money. Y'all like P. Diddy. Get that money. Make that money.
Well, I saw on the news that there are 2 18-wheelers that they are trying to load up with food here locally. Reach out to the TV stations. They know where to find these people, okay? And ask them, where do I turn to? In fact, just go on online. Relief organizations for Georgia or the Carolinas.
Yeah, FEMA.
Again, you've got a phone, you've got a computer in your hand. Just ask it; they'll find the information you want.
My Scott, they don't care. They make that money. They like P. Diddy. Make that money. Make that money.
Break out the lube.
Yeah. They don't care. They don't care. But shouts out to those that are down south that are affected. It's incredible how God passed. It hit Florida first. They're not even talking about Florida damage. They're talking about everything north of Florida. That's incredible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're saying it's the worst storm to hit the United States since Katrina.
Wow.
And you remember how bad Katrina was.
Wow.
You know, it's funny. I was looking at these pictures of Asheville, North Carolina, and it was very reminiscent. Back in 2004, I don't know if you remember that giant tsunami that hit Southeast Asia. Well, I was on the ground 4 days after the tsunami hit in Sri Lanka, and I'll never forget the pictures.
Oh, really?
Just property just gone, just devastated. The ocean came, took it, and pulled it back out there. There were mounds of bodies. Now they're up to like 217 dead in the southeast right now. The number, and they still can't find a lot of people. It's really bad. It was one of the toughest assignments because they had taken a mosque and turned it into a makeshift morgue, and you would watch these guys come off the truck, and you see body bags on TV shows or in real life, and usually it's just, you know, the shape of a body. These body bags were all twisted because these bodies were wrapped around trees and sitting in the sun and the salt and frozen in those positions. And then I saw the Polaroids that they took of everybody that came in because people had to go into a tent to identify the dead.
Wow.
I know that they are going through some tough times down there right now. If I were a younger man, I'd be in a car or a bunch of friends in a truck heading down there to try to help out. It's unbelievable what they're dealing with down there right now.
More is to come.
Amen.
Well, I'm sorry. Appreciate you, Michael Scott. But more is to come. There's another storm coming. All these storms are coming from where they had the slave trade. All the storms are on the same route of the slave trade.
What you're saying is karma?
You know.
Take care.
So if you're in the southeast, just I don't know, but everything is happening for a reason. More storms are coming. We gotta love each other. #1 song, Omaha, Nebraska, Boss with us.
Once after Casey was diagnosed with leukemia, Maria sprang to action. She asked me what she could do for her. Again, it's amazing. So that's what I'm really saying. And she's the best person that I ever met in my life. Well, I think she would do this forever and ever and ever. Because this is what she was born to do. That's right, Maria, the ice cream girl. You are our ray of sunshine. Because we're that's us. God is us. And we have to do each other's here. So we're there. And to get this all done. Forget about it. These people are amazing. I can't believe how much they care about me. It's so good. And my father, he was the beginning of this all. He told me everything. Yeah, everything that I know, everything that I do is an honor. Carry out his legacy and follow his footsteps. The first one, you make your dreams come true, but at the same time, don't forget about everybody else. Nobody's the best person in the world. I'm not. You're not. But we gotta try every day. We gotta keep on trying and keep on trying. Every day we gotta try to do a lot of little things to be there for other people. No matter what it is. We target cancers with precision technology. We save lives with advanced heart procedures. We deliver exceptional care for the most vulnerable pregnancies. We are Methodist. With a reputation built on generations of trust, our passion should be the future of innovative treatments, most advancements, and compassion you deserve. Our greatest impact is your healthiest life. Methodist, the point of care.
You'll experience over 50 attractions and live shows at Babylon and Captain Apple to make magical memories of your friends and family this fall.
It's festival,
Hey, it's Larry Brick. Here to tell you about my friend Don Bates. I was born and raised in North Omaha, 26 in Pasadena. I went to Tech High School. I've lived in Omaha all my life. Over the last 8 years, I've seen firsthand what Don has delivered from North Omaha. Don has secured over $11 million to restore North 24th Street and brought home a $25 million grant to renovate 30th Street. This money is building affordable housing, bringing in businesses, and making our streets safer and cleaner right here in North Omaha. Take a look around. I know you've seen it too. Don Bacon is bringing home the bacon. So please join me and vote for a good man who keeps his word and delivers from North Omaha. Vote Don Bacon. I'm Don Bacon. I approve this message. You vote Don Bacon for Congress.
Do you live within the Omaha lead-type area? This is will sample and test your water and its elements and will remove the American Contact 402-17
Omaha land is a proud supporter of KMWN 95.7, The Boss. Radio station 95.7 The Boss. Hey, it's Larry Brick. Here to tell you about my friend Don Baker. I was born and raised in North Omaha, 26 in Patrick Avenue. I went to Tech High School. I've lived in Omaha all my life. Over the last 8 years, I've seen firsthand the improvement Don has delivered for North Omaha. Don has secured over $11 million to restore North 24th Street and brought home a $25 million grant to renovate 30th Street. This money is building affordable housing, bringing in business, and making our streets safer and cleaner right here in North Omaha. Take a look around. I know you see it too. Don Bacon is bringing home the bacon. So please join me and vote for a good man who keeps his word and delivers for North Omaha. Vote Don Bacon. I'm Don Bacon. I approve this message. Keep on Don Bacon.